Well, good afternoon everybody, and welcome to another China How It Is. You might be wondering why I'm not doing the usual thing of going out onto the street and walking around. Well, today we're going to be talking about piracy and copyright. It's quite a controversial subject. I'm going to show you just exactly how things work here in China and how different they are from the rest of the world. But I'm not actually going to leave my living room to do this. I'm going to show you some pretty interesting things that you can do in your own living room or sitting at your own computer. So I have in the past, in some of my videos, you've seen me go to game shops where I used to buy my knockoff games, you know, the 5 RMB games for the Xbox 360 or PS3 or whatever. I've bought a cracked PSP in one of my videos, and also I'm quite sure I've gone into those fake DVD stores where you can go and buy 5 RMB or 10 RMB DVDs. Okay. I myself personally don't really have much of a problem with piracy. That's just my own opinion, you know. Of course, yeah, it affects people and affects industries and so on, but you know, for me, I've never really had an issue with it. But recently I've started buying legitimate games, okay? The only reason being so I can play them online with my friends overseas. If I didn't need to do that, I would probably still be buying knockoff games. And anyway, this Mass Effect 3, this is the reason I haven't been replying to all those messages you guys have been sending me recently. Apologies, alright? I've basically just been stuck with this, but I finished it, so I'll start replying to my mails this evening. Okay, now I'm digressing once again. What I'm going to show all of you today is just exactly how much piracy and copyright infringement is a part of everyday life in China. Okay, I would say probably every single Chinese person almost every day takes part in some form of piracy or the other. And that's just the way it is. I'm going to show you how this happens. And the way I'm going to do this is, well, I have my computer hooked up to my television. You know, most modern computers have got an HDMI out, so it's just hooked up to my TV. And let me turn that bugger on, and I'll show you exactly what we're going to do. Stick around, it's going to be interesting. Alright, well, let me just zoom to the correct level so you can actually see everything. Try to get it centered. That ought to do. I'm going to start with a quick and nasty. If you're in an internet cafe, if you're at home, if you're in the office and you want to watch a TV show or a movie, just go to www.tudou.com, T-U-D-O-U, Tudou, which means potato. In Chinese, you can see there Tudou, Tudou Wang, which means potato net, I guess. Now, let's see, how about, I want to see Top Gear, right? Let's see, Top Gear. And even there in the list, it starts bringing up there, Top Gear 18th season. Okay, great. I'll just press enter on that. Here come all the Top Gears. Let's see, they've got Top Gear 18th season, 7th episode. Okay, so let's click on that and let's take a look. Probably pop up with an advert first, and no, I don't want to translate this, I can read it to you. Okay, alright. Let's give it a little while to decide what it wants to do. You'll find that the internet in China is very fast for local sites. For external sites it's very slow, obviously, international, but anything inside China, nice and quick. Now this is of course the obligatory advert, see it's got 17 seconds remaining. I can go full screen if I want, just hit that little jobby over there. Okay, blah blah blah. Let's just get to it, come on. There we are. Okay, so it's that easy. And you see it streams really quickly. So I can just skip ahead to like there. The problem is this. Where to go next? Yes, where to go next? Let's see. Now that we've talked about the quick and easy for TV series, of course you can search for movies there as well. What about music? Now, they're very clever. You know, the biggest search engine in China, it's called Baidu. It's kind of like in competition with Google. Now, if you type mp3.baidu.com, right, let's take a look. Comes up with a website. Now, I'll tell you a little trick though. If you try to access this website from outside of China, it detects your IP address and it will redirect you to sort of a reviews site for music. But now, I want to look for some music. How about an old 80s classic? How about Foolin' by Def Leppard? Okay, let's see if we've got Foolin'. There we go. Now, okay, looking for Foolin' from Def Leppard. Here we go. I've got this little... Okay, see? I click on this little download link over here. Okay, it brings up this list of mirrors and I can just choose whichever one. How about that one? And I say save link as. And no, this one. Save link as. Yeah. And there we go. I can save it to the desktop. Def Leppard Foolin'. Let's save it. Okay, it should be quite quick actually. As I said, internet speeds are very quick. There we go. So it's coming down really quick. And see if that works. It's right there. Someone asked me the other day if I'm listening to 80s MP3s in my car or if I'm listening to the radio or what. Now you know. And there we go. We have Def Leppard Foolin'. Great track as well. Awesome. Alright, so, okay, now we've covered the Quick and Nasty TV series, now we've covered the Quick and Nasty MP3s. Just remember that if you do access that website from an external IP address, it's going to direct you to something different. If you try to download the tracks, it'll just bring up like reviews, things like that. Okay, now for probably one of my favorite little ones. Here we go. This thing is called Fengxing or Fengxing. Okay, it's a little program you download and install it on your computer, and basically it's just a client which then logs you into a huge database of movies and series. If you walk into any sort of shop in a small village, you'll see people watching movies using this software. Right, so here we are. Let me just open it up. Full screen. Now let's do a search for, well, let me think. What is a popular movie at the moment? I suppose I can just search for Harry Potter, right? And The Deathly Hallows Part 2, that's the most recent one. Let's take a search for that. There we go. Found it. Now, if you look here, this means you can watch it because it works on a sort of a peer-to-peer thing. Over here, it opens it up in a sort of player view, and you will see it starts to give you a kilobytes a second reading over there. It's well, just give it a second. Has to obviously sync up. It works in a similar way to torrents, where it just basically shares CDs and so on. Okay, so let me just make it full screen, get past the adverts. See, they're very clever. They'll make a lot of money off the adverts and stuff, obviously. But the content's obviously just not paid for at all. But, you know, in China, they just get away with that kind of thing. Every once in a while, like, especially I find when there's a big event like the Olympics or something along those lines, then they will actually put a stop to it. They actually block these things off, shut down the pirate shops, etc. You know, it's just how it is. So, there we go. It's a full-on movie and it's HD as well. You might not be able to see, but the quality is really good. There we are. So let's close that down, shall we? All right. Now, at any time while you're watching, you can then go back to the user interface over here and search for more. It's not only movies, it's TV series as well. Like, for instance, what's a new TV series? How about Sherlock. I enjoyed that one. Sherlock. There we go. There you got the Sherlock season 2, season 1, whatever else they've got the movies. Once again, you click here, and it actually lets you choose which episode you'd like. So let's watch episode 2, and it will just pop us into the other side, into the player, and we'll be able to watch episode 2. But there we go. I just wanted to show you that home entertainment in China. This is basically it. When people say they're watching movies at home, it's not really on TV or anything. It's usually on the computer like this. As you can see, just about everything is available. And, sorry, let me turn the volume down. If you take a close look here, it's even nicely translated with, subtitles. Let me fast forward a bit there. See? You can see really nice Chinese subtitles. So it's done really well. For the local market, it's great. So, yeah. I'll just put that on, well, turn the volume down there. And let me come around and give you some final thoughts on this. Okay, hang on 1 second here. That's my stuff. All right. Okay, so my final thoughts. Before you get judgmental about, this being bad and stealing from whatever industries, I mean, if that's your line, I can respect that. Just realize that in China there are just so many people everywhere, right? And this is just a byproduct of that whole situation. There's so many people, they all want entertainment. Everybody gets home from work. Also, movie studios don't actually sell legitimate DVDs here, as far as I'm aware. I've never actually seen legitimate DVDs for sale here. There's obviously a whole history behind all of this, and so when there's a demand, especially for foreign movies and series, of course, somebody's going to come up with a way for it to work. But I hope that's opened your eyes a little. You can see that without paying a cent, I can gain access to any movie I want at any time, and any TV series, or just about any music as well, which is pretty much how China works. So just so you're all aware, it's not just out there in the dodgy DVD shops and whatever. You can just, if you've got a computer, there we go. The world is your oyster. So, anyway, this is the kind of thing you won't ever be aware of unless you actually live in China. So I'm hoping this little glimpse into how things work here has been informative to all of you. If you have any questions or comments, please send me a message or leave a comment. Yeah. Alright guys, that's it for this episode of China How It Is. Piracy and copyright. And I'll see you guys with the next one. Cheers.